It's Monday again. Oh my God. It's time for the happy hour. I mean, the APPy hour. Also, APPy WWDC. For all of you in the Appleverse, you know that it is an important day where we get to find out what we're going to be saving up for next. And after this show, Jade's going to be doing that sweet, sweet thing. So I'm going to turn on the comments for yous. Meet, this is the CAT, the Cat Assisted Technologist. This is CAT, Cat Assisted Technology. Now I'm working on this still. Today we're going to use a really cool app and some really cool sounds. I'm going to push them together because sounds need apps to run them. So I'm going to use these really cool third-party sounds for Soundbox. And I am going to run them with a little Wayfarer and Kaleidoscope Echo to give a little wildness to our soundscapes. I'm going to say hi to the few people who are in the front row. I see that there's more of you out there, and I know there'll be more on the replay. But just for the what the hells of it, Jim Shannon, Jimmy Jazz is here. Thomas Christ, as always, Legend of Links, Magical Mod, as you know. The pie. And I saw Justine, the real Justine Kasprick, except no substitutes. Right, that's everybody in the front row for now. Oh, Arthur Vanderbilt's here too. But I will say hi to y'all if you give me a little wave during the stream, and we'll get started after just a couple of quick YouTube type announcements as far as super chats and super stickers. Welcome. You got that, but it's free. Don't worry. Don't feel obligated. Let's see. My link tree. Whoops. It should be up in the corner, but it's not. So let me just grab that. Yep, my logo. Boom. There we go. Right up here. If you want to get in connected to me and join the YouTube channel if you want, if you just want. So let's head in to the iPad and get to work, my friends. I'm going to go to my corner and you will be moved over to Big Ilya, my iPad. Smoosh. By the way, there's a guitar in the picture because I have got an extra guitar. I don't know if you guys saw my community post this week, but I went garage sailing this weekend and I found this guitar for $3. So it's my project guitar, and I don't have a spot for it. I don't have a stand, so it's on this little stand. It's on Pi's stand. Right on. Let's get to my project that I already made with Kaleidoscope Echo, and we'll just play that, and then I'll play you the bits and pieces real quick, and then we'll get to work on our very own project. Let's go. See, got this nice mellow thing going on. So first I'll just like, we're not using this app for today. This is just kind of a muffled, granulated drum. So no worries about that. Then we have this Soundbox is running just a plain Waymaker. So that's just a morphed thing through 33% probability. Little ambient guitar. And then we have these whole note sequences coming from this morph. Whoops. Yeah, back. So this is a morph sequence. And now this morph sequence is sent to this first soundbox, which is a flute. And where this is coming from is this Kaleidoscope Echo. And you can see its little dots. So we have it released, which means that it's playing a half note step sequence, and the velocity is falling, and the pitch increase is 0.369. And if it was further out, it would repeat more times, but we don't need to see that just yet. So I've got it on release so that however long you hold the notes, and I'll put a stop to the thing, and you can see that we've connected the keyboard to it. So if I watch, I'm going to hold this down. And it just keeps looping. And that's because we've got the loop set up here. So long notes will bring more than these 3 steps, and shorter notes will stop. So I just like hitting this. Oh, those are too low. And it'll just keep going through and through and through. Let's So here's where you get this at. You can get this on the App Store. apps.apple.com/US/app/kaleidoscope-echo. And it's got an ID number and all that good stuff. So, right on. I say that we go ahead and we'll save this just in case I want to do something with it. And then we will clear it out. So, I'm going to create let's make 3 sound boxes, because we're using Soundbox, and quickly show you what we're doing on the Soundbox apps. So let me just, before we do that, one thing, we'll go into the App Store, and I'm going to just show you the blurb, just in case you don't quite understand what Kaleidoscope Echo is. I'm telling you that I put in the description a demo by Jade Starr, which will definitely show you way more than this. But what we were trying to do here is get this in motion, use it a little bit. If you watched, then you can be playing along as far as this. So this takes incoming MIDI and does other things to it. So you either have to play notes through your internal keyboard, through your additional keyboard, or you can play MIDI notes in through any kind of MIDI out app. Oh my God, I'm just cooking in here, you guys. I got my air conditioning on. Hopefully you don't hear that. But the pie is so, she is a little tiny heat source, let me tell you. Anyway, where is this? So it simulates an audio delay line, but because of it's the pie, the cake, sorry, we lost the cake last year. The cake lived to be over 20. So instead of the processing the audio data, it processes the MIDI instead. And it has these, it gives you all, so you can do multi-tap delays, you can do gating effects, but you can also use it as a little bit of a sequencer, because you can manipulate the pitch and velocity of each of the repeats. So by default, all repeated notes are processed using the chromatic scale mode, but you're free to impose any key and scale, which I do. And so you pass along MIDI, so it's passed through. So MIDI in and then MIDI back out. So you can chain multiple instances. So the first instance could turn one note into a simple 3-note chord, and the second instant could add octave offsets to create a lush multi-octave outputs all from a single note. And that's really the excitement of this. But you can add 17 harmonies. You can do all kinds of crazy user stuff in that. Let's just get over and do that. And everybody, you already know what Soundbox is. Kubrick Lover, 1972. All right, so we've got these new sound packs. Blackspire, let's put a Blackspire in here. And we'll just duplicate this twice and refix them. Heathen Granny, welcome. Let's make 4, because we've got 4 sets of things. Smith, what's up? All right, so as you can see here in Blackspire, you've only got 2 sounds. So this is Kompose Audio, Blackspire. The description carries everything you need. So here's the lead sound. It's an ambient soundscape sound. Hey, stop that. It's 3 taps, by the way, people. See, that soundscape is just yummy. And it's made up of layers. You can see as you hold them down. I'll hold it down with my mouse, and you can see. Or I'll hold it down with my finger, and then with my mouse. Here, Blackspire lead L layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4. So it's got 4 layers. Thank you, Smithy. I appreciate your super sticker. It's the most super sticker I've ever seen. So these are just named ones. So right now, we'll leave that alone because we don't know what we're going to do with it. So next up, we bring in... You're cooking me, kitty. You're cooking me. Hey, Herbs. What's up? Let's take Kumori for this one. So Kumori has 9 sounds. So we'll check that out. The Bansuri flute. So that's got normal, flute turn, environmental effects, and percussion effects. Wow. So then we have Bansuri flute ornament. So it's got a little flutter in it. Bansuri flute ornament A, ornament B, environment effects, and percussion. So then we've got the Xiao flute. That's a flute normal, flute turn, more environment. So I love it. Flute ornament. So yeah, now it's got these little doodle-loot, doodle-loot, doodle-loot. Love language might be bite. There's a bowl. That's a really great sound. That might actually be something good to put on with an echo. So here's your meditation pad 1. Meditation pad 2. These are all single layer sounds. Those are nice sounds. And here's just your sound effects. I don't hear anything. That's so quiet. So quiet you can barely hear it. Anyway, so over here we'll grab Post-Rock Guitars 1. Is this 1? Yep, there we go, volume 1. So this has got a bunch of cool stuff in it. You can tell because way over here on the right you have a scroll bar. But scroll bar means there's more. So look at all that. There is 12-string double tremolo, Ambientology ARP, Baritone ambiance. Baritone crush arp. Cinematic double tracked. Ooh, that sounds pretty. Cinematica. Wow. And you can see that it has a smeared echo, reverse improv, EBO 1, and granular repeater. Ooh, sweet. Cinematic extra movement, and as you can see right down here, when you hold this down, you can see how it's moving. You're panning, or something is going, your volume is changing. Clean beauty. There's clean tremolo, dreamy substance, dusty bass, echo dream, extra lush, ooh, grain love. That's all granular repeaters. Guitar swarm. That's pretty. Hybrid keys arp. That's 4 taps if you're drinking. Keys to my guitar. That's pretty cool. Late flight. Late flight arp. Mod wheel crush. So apparently you can morph this stuff with your mod wheel. Hybrid keys. Hey Bloody Ritual. Mod wheel morpher. Ooh, very cool. So, moving structure. Wow, once upon a bass. Reverse motion. Scoring pad. Wow, washy tremolo. Nuts, these are cool. All right, and we'll add some post-rock guitars to number 2, to the last one, and then we're going to start midifying it all. I am literally just cooking in here, I swear. 12-string fuzzy trem. Subtle pulse. Oh god, that's yummy. Aftertouch cruncher. Blurred ambiance. Dark cinema. Dark tapestry arp. You can barely hear the arping. It's very dystopia. EBO organ. EBO is so cool. Echoes. Hey, Robbie Stingle! What's up, my friend? What Thomas says, my own strings. Nocturnal pad, ominously. So easily we have pointillism, post-rock fuzz swarms, shoegaze power, fuck yeah. Scandi, scene setter, wow. Shoegazer, slow mover. Oh my god, that sounds so yummy. Sospeso, swarm, textural life, the bass, the cave arp. This is cinema, washed underwater. Nice. Well, first, okay, so we want to get some kind of I have it the tempo set to 60 beats per minute. Hugh Caldwell, what's up? So let's set some MIDI up here. I think I'll throw in a Waymaker. Whoops. And then I'm going to throw in a Zoa just because they're easy to make. Whoops, I just made another Waymaker. Just a Zoa, just in case I need to do some really long things. And then we'll put in Kaleidoscope and another Kaleidoscope. Okay. here we go. We got lots of MIDI rolling on here. Covered by CQ. What's up? All right. Let's find, let's use this Blackspire soundscape. And a good key. Let's pick a good key for an ambient track. A good key for an ambient track might be like E minor. I think let's do some E minor here. So first I'll get Zoa and I'll get these really long notes going. Because when we throw some of these long notes in to get some crazy long echoes from Kaleidoscope Echo, it's going to be super cool. So here, let's make sure we've got our thing set to E minor. Oops. We got minor. We've got a 2-octave range. Our pace, we want our pace super slow. We want it to be like 2 bars, 4 bars, 8 bars. How about 4 bars? And we have these really long 4-bar. And then we'll set that to this first thing. So let's go Zoa 1. Right, perfect. Now we'll set That's not very loud. Oops, our pace is too fast. Dum-dum. There, our pace is 4 bars. Now that should work. We set the notes to really long. I just didn't have them going long enough. See? So now we've got all this craziness going. So let's find a post-rock. Let's find a slower post-rock guitar. Let's get a... Ooh, I like this ambientology. Let's use ambientology. So what we'll do here, now we'll solo that, and I'm going to connect this to our first kaleidoscope, and we're not going to hear anything for now. So we'll set this MIDI. We'll connect the in from Zoa 1. Now we'll open this up. Now, we have to set our key, E minor. Then, hang on, before, let's show you with the keyboard quickly. Whoops, not there, duh. Undo that. So we're gonna send the keyboard in here. I don't hear anything again. What am I doing wrong? Oh, it's because it's on sound effects. There's our flute. That'll work. So this will be perfect. It's got this little flute. Now, now you can see that that's the long note. It's coming through. So now what we want, that's because our step length is off. So what if we wanted to make we want more steps. Let's go repeats. Let's just make a bunch of repeats and they'll all be the same. Let's see, let's do our pitch increase. So this is what you got was a harmony because we've got step length off. So let's sync up our steps and make half note things. Now we'll see, it should be doing something. See? See, it's being held down, but it's just going up like that. Let's constrain it to the scale and see how that's different. Right now it's going up by semitones. Next it's going to go up by scale tones. That makes it too high almost. If you turn... See, the note skip makes it so they don't go too high. So see, that's all that's just going on. So let's unsolo it. So while this one is doing these long, see how this one is long and this one is making a trip. So that's how, so now you've got this like kind of arp that's going on with each one. So that's how simple to make something. Or we literally just touched a couple of buttons. All right, let's solo out this next one. And we'll make a washy. We'll find a good, actually we're gonna change, we had our, let's hide the keyboard. We'll find something that's got that has a long vibe, like, ooh, that scoring pad. Let's do that. All right, so, ooh, yeah. So now we need like, here, let's take one of these Waymakers. And we'll turn it up, or we'll connect it to MIDI. We'll set up a morph sequencer. And we got to set it to E minor. So we got an E minor scale roll in here. We got to come in and into our center here. This time maybe we'll make this E3 to E4. So you can see, because I don't want it to maybe go too high. So one change every loop. So these are quarter notes. We don't want quarter notes. We want like whole notes. Or maybe every 2 bars. Now let's go whole notes, because we'll get a little more smoothness going in here. We'll see how that sounds anyway. So now we'll connect this up to here. So Soundbox number 3 is connected to Waymaker 2. Gary Hubs! Hey everybody, the Gary Hubs and the rest of Ninth Gate is going to be on the Pulse tonight. If you want to drop a link for that, it's pretty exciting. It's a super group made up of our friends. See, that sounds beautiful. Now just like... Now we'll get something going over here on this. Now, the thing is I've got this running, but what I want this one to do, so I want to run this Waymaker to this Waymaker. So let's open up our little hamburger menu, and let's get our second Waymaker to connect to this. So we'll connect this to MIDI. We'll change this to E major. I mean E minor. We're going to change this to a probability. Right, so now we're going to get only like 40%, 36% of the notes coming from Now we have to connect this to Kaleidoscope 2. So we're going to set this top Waymaker. So do you see what I'm doing here? I've taken a whole bunch of stuff going, so something going every, only 30% of something that's going everything. If I make sure I've got this connected to MIDI probability. Yeah, it looks like it's going. So we connect this Soundbox to the second Kaleidoscope. And then we open up this one and we'll see. So we'll add some repeats. We'll stay in the scale. We'll get our scale to E minor. Now let's see. Have we got this? Make sure we're set up. We've got our MIDI in. Okay, we got our MIDI out. We got this first Waymaker. We got this Waymaker out. Oh, maybe I'll make sure that to get this Waymaker out to 1, yeah. So this should be making noise. Why aren't you making noise? Well, that's annoying. Maybe let's not connect this one. Let's unconnect it. Let's connect, and then instead we'll just make our own separate morph sequencer, and then we'll only send part of it in. So this time we're not going to do quarter notes, we're going to do whole notes. And then we're going to run them. Now that should work. All right, let's set, we want a nice little, yeah, this echo, that's nice. Now we should get something. Let's just throw on a preset. Let's do a strum. Guitar strum. Oh, first, before we do that, we need to take our key. You hold it down and your scale lock is on. So we've got this just 3 repeats. Let's just set up something. Let's set up a strum. Yeah, look at that. Let's let it go back in. R.I.P. Rest in peace, Sly Stone. Great guy. Yeah, I don't like that, so we'll change this. Obviously. Let's go back in here. But see, that's what you can do. Let's just find a bunch of different cool presets we can do. So there's harmonies, sequences, ascending gated pitch. But it's staying in our key because... Oh, it's... So see what you can do here. It's got 15 repeats. So the step sync is on. It's a 16th thing. Let's get so we've got this so it's not coming very often and we want it that way. So this has ties. Ties mean that your notes, so you can see in here the first one, the 5th one, the 9th one. This will be a fun one. This will be a fun one to mess with. So we've got this. It's got a pitch reverse. It's going up 4 semis. Let's try this pitch reverse and it'll go... Now it'll go up and down. Like every other note. Now let's put our pitch reverse up to... So now it's going up and down. I kind of like that. Turn off the note ties. Sounds amazing, doesn't it? It's already got a little echo. I like it without the ties. But see what's crazy? So you have the velocities decreasing here. But say you wanted to do your own velocity. So you'd go over here on velocity increase and triple tap it. Now it says user velocity on, and now look. But see, the velocity is not going to make any difference because if the note's blacked out. Let's black all the notes back on and see what happens. That's beautiful, huh? Now you just triple tap it again and now user velocity on. So now it's just going down. Let's just take out a few of the steps again. So now that they're clustered together, see? See if I can do this. This is an AUV3, Adorable Anarchy. Hello. And if you missed the beginning, so this needs a MIDI input. So either your on-screen keyboard or your incoming MIDI notes. Let's see. So you can just make this really long thing. So now check this out. So if you want the pitch to go nuts, you go to this pitch thing and you triple tap that, and look at that. Now you can mess with the pitch. See, now they're all the same. We'll just make them really crazy. I'll just like... So you can see they're in semitones. And it goes crazy. So 37 up, minus 31, minus 23. So you could really get really crisp. Gosh, that actually sounds cool. So if you constrain this all to pitch, now it's going to be crazy. But so we'll want to put note skip because that means it won't go too high. I'll hit it. This goes crazy, right? Let's wait till it's sweet. Sounds pretty, actually. Let's let it see how it sounds in. I'm gonna throw in some, like, I'll just throw in a launch pad bass or whatever. Let's just find this E minor. Let's see, library. Hollow. Hollow's a nice trippy one. There we go. And E minor. Whoops. Ha! Sounds so beautiful, doesn't it? I hate when it does that. So, what we've got is we've got Zoas running these long, every 4 bar sounds. Here we go. There we go. Now we've got this like super mellow. We got a few minutes, so before Jade shows us what went down at WWDC. Hey, Mix Club, what's up? Let's go back to this first one. Let's try the soundscape sound instead. Now let's try the lead sound. Don't hear much of that. There we go. Let's change this one to Kumori and let's find one of these meditation pads. Oh, that's beautiful. Now let's change this second one to a bowl. Let's go. Remember, this has got the first kaleidoscope. Let's do a harmony with this one instead. So we'll go to a preset. Remember, we got to make sure, yeah, there we go. Our scale lock is on. Now we'll get our harmony. Perfect fifth harmony. Now every note will have a fifth. But let's say we rather have some steps. That's a 3/16, 2/3. Let's 2/3. So now it's basically just the seventh by itself. And this time we'll set the loop mode on and it'll keep going. Actually, let's... So this is increasing by 7. This time, well, let's constrain it. So this goes to the next scale degree now. All right, let's put that back in. Let's find a new sound for... So this needs to be another... Let's see, extra lush, maybe? Dreamy substance. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, let's go back to this one. What do we've got this little cool strummy thing going on here. This ascending gated pitch. So now let's just change our guitar sound. Called Dystopia is what I'm trying. That's nuts. How about dark cinema? That's kind of nice. It totally changes it. Hey, Lord Cat, now let's listen to our thing. Wow, that's just beautiful. Basically, that's what's happening. So I just turned a long pad into a kind of a, I set it to randomness so that you'd get this there's little moves, little bits and pieces, there's just stuff going on. It adds texture, it adds beauty, it adds, it's really, really just, it could be far, far more exciting than even what I've done. So let me just quickly show you one thing in Kaleidoscope that will help you when you're playing around with this yourself. If you watch Jade's show and my show and you're still like feeling lost when you're in there by yourself, all you need is the help manual. It's right up here in your main menu. Help manual. Boom. There you go. That way you can go find out what it is you're doing wrong. How come it's not working? You can save it as a PDF, which I did, and I imported it into my Books app. So, all right, let's close help. All right, kids, we did it. We made some music just by using a few little pretty Soundbox sounds and this awesome app, Kaleidoscope Echo. And don't forget Sonora Cinematic post-rock guitars, Kumori and Blackspire from Kompose Audio. This is sweet. I'm just gonna go out with this music. Let's say goodbye to you with my face. We'll talk about what's going on later well, you already know what's going on with Jade, so let's talk about what's going on the rest of the week. Let me turn this down. I love this music. I slept to my other music last night, so thought it was just incredible. Let's get my face. Let's get the face back in. Smush. Hi. So, thanks, Thomas. So tomorrow, everyone. And by the way, thank you, Smith, for your super sticker. Right. Jade Starr is next with what went down at WWDC. But tomorrow, I'm going to be cleaning my iPad with a new thing called Tidy Tuesday. So that could be anything. I'm probably going to maybe do that once a month. Get on Tidy Tuesday, and we'll do things that help us get decluttered and focused in music. And we're going to do that with my iPad tomorrow, and then Wednesday, my show is rebranded. It's called Fur and Frets. It's me and the Pie making some music and hanging out. And then, of course, the Midnight Chill Friday night at the end of the Electric Kool-Aid Acid Bus of Entertainment. I thank you all so much for being here. So biggest love and all the peace that you can carry, baby. Ciao. See you at Jade's.